old friend. Probably have a hint in terms of the jersey I'm wearing. You don't see this brand anymore. So today, I'd like to explore what happened to this guy. Performance bicycle. Used to be the largest retailer of bicycle products and cycling products in the United States. And now, they're gone. At least, not as what it used to be. Alright, so I'm here at what was a performance bicycle store. As you can see, now it's for sale and for lease. This one's in California. Here's their logo still. Sign broken on the floor. This is getting ready for another tenant. All deserted now. Used to be hopping with activities, but it's all gone now. So what happened to Performance Bicycle? So Performance Bicycle was founded in 1981 by Gary Schnook and his wife out in North Carolina. They just had a baby and $25,000 in savings, and he needed to provide for his wife. I believe he also just recently graduated from business school, and he really wanted to find an opportunity to make it big. What he noticed was that there were sales via catalog. Now remember, this was in the 1980s, right? There were small catalogs that were selling bicycle products, and many of the bicycle distribution was through your local bike shop. And so the customer service in the mail order catalogs were shabby or next to none, and the selection was not that wide. So he saw that as an opportunity to get into the bicycle catalog business. He used his initial investment to print, I believe, 10,000 catalogs or 100,000 catalogs and mailed it out. He focused on customer service. There was a telephone that people could call in. To the extent that they can, he provided really fast shipping for that particular time. Anyway, the business took off. And within about 10 years, they grew the business to certainly over $1 million, maybe $10 million, and start to opening retail stores. And again, the key to his success during that time was differentiation via superior customer service from mail order catalogs and fast delivery. He soon wanted to expand and open retail. And his thought was that, again, he has to differentiate themselves from the current bicycle shop. So he created pretty much what was then destination centers. The typical bike shop was around 2,500 square foot. He opened 6,000 square foot stores and stock them with a variety of products, much more products, many more products than your typical bike shop. That brought people into the store. He opened a number of stores in Colorado and soon thereafter expanded to outside of Colorado. By the end of the 1990s, he had around 14 stores in all. Now, he grew pretty much like wildfire in the 1990s, and his strategy was threefold. One, compete, but smartly. And what I mean by that is that he knew people were very loyal to hard components like the frame and the derailleurs and brakes. So he didn't compete there. He left that to the Treks and Conagos of the world at that time. What he focused on was the soft goods. He saw that people didn't have a lot of loyalty to the soft goods, which are gloves, socks, jerseys. So he began to create a line of performance clothing product, apparel, and sold them at a slight discount to what it was available then. People not being sensitive to those types of brands lapped up his soft goods. Number two, once he got a foothold in the apparel business, he began to move production back home. So when he started out, he sourced them from Italy and other producers. But of course, costs were high and you had to ship the products. So he took advantage of the local knowledge in textiles and brought that capability in-house. Ultimately began to produce jerseys, socks, gloves, and what have you at his factory in North Carolina. Number three, he perfected the strategy of big box retail for a bicycle. As I mentioned, he began to experiment with these big stores in Colorado, and they were a smashing success. He then replicated that and started to expand throughout the rest of the country, growing from 14 in around 1990 with around $50 million in revenue to over 70 by the end of 2000s. Additionally, he leveraged higher margin soft goods and overplaced them inside the stores. Typically, these soft goods only take about 10% of a typical store. Well, he increased the square footage of these soft goods to over 40% and sold and used the rest of the space for frames and bicycles and things like that. These soft goods have higher margins than the bicycles themselves. In the end, Performance at that time became the largest retailer of bicycle products in the U.S. By now, he has attracted the attention of private equity. them being the largest retailer in the active space, and with a presence of about 90 stores. North Castle Partners, which is a private equity firm, bought them out. So North Castle Partners kept Performance Bicycle for about 12 years or so, and increased the store count from 70, 80-ish to almost 104. And they sold the company to American Sports International in 2016. At that time, Performance Bicycle was generating around $250 million in revenue or so. American Sports International is a firm that collects bike brands that are not doing well and remanage them to improve the brand and improve the value. So you may have heard of Fuji, Kestrel, and SE bikes and Fat Cycles, Oval Concept wheels. These are owned by American Sports International. But the acquisition didn't go well. The company went under, and they filed for bankruptcy in 2018, 2 years after the Performance Bicycle acquisition. So they had to liquidate their assets and close the retail stores, such as the store that you just saw at the beginning of the video. So what happened to Performance Bicycle today, or after the bankruptcy? Well, you had three entities come in and snatch up the assets. You have Tiger, which brought up the Fuji brands, the Kestrel, and the Fat Cycles. You have A-Main, which bought the Performance Bicycle e-commerce platform, their website and domains. And then you have K&B, which purchased the real estate, the factories and offices that Bicycle Performance had. So that's what happened to Performance Bicycle, and like Performance Bicycle, it was at the end of its road. Looked like I'm at the end of my road. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one.